Hello, my fellow grade 4 students, and this is our first video seeing each other online. Yes, very interesting. Okay, so we have some lessons for today, but before we begin our new lesson, I would like to review the old lesson. Okay, so the old lesson, it was about animals and local habitat. So local habitat is the habitat that is close to us, okay? So an example habitat that is close to us would be the Mekong River, right? Because the habitat is a place where animals live, right? So that's an example of a local habitat, the Mekong River. Okay, so animals need a habitat where there is food. So wherever the animal lives in the habitat, it needs to provide food. So wherever the animal lives, food needs to be there. Okay, so without food, the animal cannot live, right? Same thing with us, we need food. Okay, so next. So inside the habitat, right, inside the place where an animal lives, like a forest is another habitat, right? So inside the forest, you have animals there, and the animals have to eat. So there are different types of animals. So according to what they eat, so how the animal eat. Okay, so some animals are carnivore, right? So a carnivore animal that eats other animals. So an example will be a tiger, a lion, right? A shark, right? But a shark is in the ocean. Okay, so next we have herbivore. So a herbivore is an animal that eat plants, okay? They only eat plants. So an example would be cow, okay? Giraffe, okay? So next is omnivore. So omnivore is an animal that eat plants and other animals. So omnivore eat plants and animal. Okay, so an example would be, you know, human beings, us people, we are omnivores. We eat plants and we eat animals. Okay, so another example of an omnivore would be like a chicken, right? Or a mouse. Okay? All right, so that's it for this animal and the local habitat. And now we go to our new lesson. So our new lesson will be about identification keys. But before we start this new lesson on identification keys, we have to know some vocabularies, and I will show you right now. Just hang on a second. All right. So vocabulary. So Okay, so yes, these are the vocabularies. Okay, it's all in relation to this. Okay, so for you to really understand the identification keys, you should understand this too. Okay, so identity, identity, identity. Okay, and if you can repeat. Okay, so good job. So identity, it is a noun. Okay, and definition. So what a person or thing is. Okay, so identity is who you are. Okay, it's what a thing is, what an object is, or what an animal is, right? Okay, so next is identification, identification, identification. Okay, if you can say it too, that would be great. Okay, so identification is also a noun. Okay, so to be identified. Okay, so it's to be identified. Okay, so next is identify, identify, identify. And if you can say that word also. So identify is a verb. Okay, it's to make an identity of. Okay, so in example, a scientist, the scientist has identified, okay, the new virus, okay, and that virus is now called the coronavirus. Okay, so before they give it a name, before they give anything a name, they have to identify it first. Okay, like the current situation of this COVID-19, the scientists, they identified the virus and they gave it a name, COVID-19. Okay, so now we will move on to identification keys. So what is an identification key? Okay, so an identification key will look something like this, okay? But it is a tool that scientists use to identify, you know, animals, people, or whatever, bacteria, viruses, anything. But in our lesson, we are identifying animals, okay? So that's our lesson. So, okay, I will show you. As you can see, it looks like this. And also in an identification key, there's always a yes or a no. So you ask the question, and then yes or no. As you can see, so example, we start off with the first question, right? Does the animal have legs? Yes, okay, we can add another question. Does it have two legs, right? So again, yes, no, right? So we'll go down to yes. Okay, does it have feathers, right? So yes, it's a bird. Okay, or now we can go down to no, right? So does it have two legs? No. Okay, then we ask another question, does it have four legs? And then, yes, right? It's a cat. So same thing here, yes, no. Okay, does it have fins? If the answer to does it have fins is yes, okay, it's a fish. Okay, so we found out it's a fish. We identified, okay, that it's a fish. We identified that it's a fish. Okay, so, okay, does it have fins, right? No. Okay, so we ask another question. Does it slide on the ground? Okay, slide on the ground. Does it slide on the ground? Okay, so yes, it is a snake. Okay, because snakes like to slide on the ground, along with worms too. Okay, so that's our brief explanation of the identification keys. It will be on page 26 and 29. Please read it, and you'll have more understandings from page 26, 29 of our science book. Okay, so I would like to give you a task, okay? And the task will be page 27, science book. Okay, so page 27, science book. So you have 4 questions. Okay, so copy the questions into your science notebook and then answer it. Okay, so once you answer the question, you can take a picture and post it to the group. So we will call this task 1. Okay, we'll be on page 27. Okay, questions. Okay, 1 through 4. So copy the question into your science notebook, answer it, and then post it to our group, and I will check it there. Okay, so see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Hello again, grade 4. As always, nice to meet you. Okay, so this is our second video. Okay, so yes, remember our lesson, okay? Identification keys, okay? So it will look like this, right? And try to remember, in an identification key, you ask a question, and then yes or no, okay? So if you answer yes to the question, you may have another question or not. Same thing with no. You may have another question or not. Okay, so always yes or no in an identification key. Yes, no in the question. Question, yes, no. No, yes, question. Question, yes, no. Okay, so now we can go on to our second task. Okay, so task 2, okay, some work for you to do here. Page 28, question 1 and 3. So it will look like this. Page 28, question 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, page 28. Okay, so copy the question into your science notebook and answer it. Okay, and then post it to the group. After that, you have page 20, activity book. Okay, so page 20, activity book, it will look like this. You see the identification keys. Okay, so fill out the identification key in page 20. And then once you're finished, you may post it to the group. And if you have any questions, please ask in our group also. Okay, so that is all for this video, and we'll meet again in video number 3. Bye-bye. Hello, grade 4, and welcome to video 3. Okay, so this is our last video now. Alright, so we will just review this whole lesson. Okay, so do you guys know what this lesson was about? Okay, so we will find out, okay? In case you forgot. Okay, so this whole lesson was about identification keys. Okay, and identification key is what scientists use to identify stuff, right? To identify animals in our lesson. So we are using an identification key to identify an animal, to find out if it's a fish or if it's snake or if it's a chicken or whatever, right? And they also use identification keys for plants also. Okay, so, all right, so remember, it has a question and then yes or no. As you can see right there, more questions, more yes or no, more questions, more yes or no, until finally you can guess what it is, okay? So in the example here, oh, it's a bird, right? Oh, it's a cat. Oh, it's a snake. So we identified it to be a snake because we use an identification key, okay? Last time we identified it to be a cat because we use an identification key. So remember, scientists use this. Also, we can use it too, okay? Because we are practicing to be scientists, right? Okay. All right, so homework. Okay, so our homework. So our homework is page 21, activity book. Okay, so it will look like this. Okay, so more work on the identification key. Fill it out. Okay, and then I'll post it to our group. And then after page 18 and 19, skill builder. Okay, so page 18 and 19, skill builder. So more work for you was the identification key. Once you're finished, take a picture, post it to our group. And if you have any questions, please ask in the group. And we are all there to help and learn, right? Okay, so that is it for our lesson today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Okay, I'm not a professional in this. You know, we all starting to shoot this video. Okay, so it's new to us, so we're learning, right? So, all right, bye bye.